What's the nation? Sanburan Bafetu. Welcome back to Football Transit Me, OQP. Now, on today's video, Bafetu in Nandi, some good news, and also we will be looking at the lineup prediction for tomorrow's clash because whether you want it or not, we are playing tomorrow. We are playing up against a team that is called McCarthy, which, as things stands, they are currently on number last, if I'm not mistaken. So they are fighting relegation, which this should be something that I would say for Kaizer should be a walk in the park. But unfortunately, guys, whenever teams play against Kaizer Chiefs, things tend to go a bit of a sideways. But anyways, before just dive more into the details, please do make sure that you like the video. So currently we do have an update coming from our McCarthy. He did speak about certain things that he felt like it's going to help the team very much so. And also before we get there, I'm happy to report that Umjidarapana Oxmtetra will be available for the next clash, and also Yenage McCarthy will also be available for tomorrow's game. So there's a lot of players who will be available. Yes, currently I do not have the list of players who will be playing tomorrow, but all I can say is Abachita, who was suspended before for one match suspension, they've served their suspension and definitely they will be available. So this is a huge boost for Kaizer Chiefs. Why? Because now we have McCarthy, we have Omegale, we have Okwenika, and also we do have Ospungseni Mtetwa, the ball. So I'm happy to say this, even though so I think last game picked up a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken, or was it cross, not too sure, but somewhere around there. So now this is what Umfanawe Tulapana McCarthy has been saying. He says mentally and physically I think I'm in the best position and shape that I can be for the season so far. I've had injuries at the beginning of the season, but now I've been doing a lot of recovery and looking after my body and my muscles. That helps with knowing how to manage yourself. Being suspended for games and missing games is not a nice feeling, because it's like deciders that I've missed because of suspension. The CAF game, I didn't feel well about it. I feel like we all need to have the same vision, and the vision is finished in the top 3. No matter what happens with other teams, it's out of our control. We can work together as a team to achieve. You need to prepare the same way as if it were a big game, like a derby or a Mamelodi Sundowns game. You get your points from those fixtures because those teams are also fighting to be safe for next season. I'm sorry guys, I feel like I've read a lot of things coming from Umfana, but I'm happy as highlighted the importance of them taking the game very seriously, because at the end of the day, if we're not gonna win the game, it becomes a problem. And let's be honest, playing tomorrow, it means we will need to score at least 2 goals to be secure, because scoring 1 goal and saying we are done is not gonna cut it. We need to score at least 2 goals. Definitely that is going to take us to number 1. Even a draw, I believe, is going to take us to number 1, but only for a few moments, and then it will be decided by how the other teams played. But yes, we do have games in hand. I think we have about 2 games in hand. We've played 19 games. We will play our 20th and our 21st match after tomorrow. We played the 20th match, and then next month I believe that's what we'll be playing. So this is very important for us to be able to make sure we win those games. And also I'm happy with the fact that he understands. So there's something that he said, and I feel like it's a factor in terms of the players, because looking at the players this season, we have had a lot more injuries than we had last season. And I understand maybe it's because of ICAF, but also I feel like it has to do with the players. It looks like our players, they are not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their physicality, training and stuff like that. It looks like Bona as they're not looking to see which, okay, this is what I need to do in order for me to be able to be 100% for the next game that is going to play. So those are the kind of things that we need Kaizer Chiefs to look at and work on. Now moving on to the lineup prediction. Well, Last game that we played, I believe we had a good moment when we introduced Umfundo Vilakazi, who was playing on the right wing, and then we had Uvelepai on the left wing, and then we had Umjitarpana, Makabi Lilepo playing centrally. So with that being said, I believe, or I hope, in the next game, which is tomorrow's game against Makesi FC, we're gonna start with Ulilepo as a center forward. We have Uvelepai on the left, and then we have Mfundo on the right. I know they might not start those guys, but let's be honest, guys, those are the players that we should be starting. We can bench Opule Modi for second game so that we can be able to control and maintain the win, because we need to get at least 2 goals on the first half of the game. Why am I saying this? Well, Makesi FC tends to be difficult, even though currently they are sitting good relegation zone. It doesn't mean that they are a weak team. For us, I'm not saying for everyone else, but for us, there's no team as such. Definitely Kaizer just when they're playing against this team, it's a weak team. Even the last game that we played, against Durban City, we scored 1, but then it was difficult for us to score the second goal. And also, Durban City started coming at us very, very hard. So that is something that we need to fix for the following game that we're going to be playing, which is tomorrow. So yeah, guys, I firmly believe that if Kaizer just starts with those 3 players, then definitely something creative will come out from those 3 players, because all of them, they are creative. Yes, sometimes some of them are lazy, but when they are playing there, I believe something will happen. Now, with those playing there, obviously that means Umtutuzi Shabalala will be the attacking midfielder, and then we jump to, I know guys, I've started Pambili, but then going backwards, then we jump to double pivot here too. I'm definitely bringing in Lebohang, my boy. Now with Makesi, it will depend how they are going to play tomorrow's game, whether they're going to push for a more attack, or they're just going to try and say, let's relax and get them on counters. But if that is the case, then we need to bring in Oxum Teto. But if that's not the case, then we can bring in Ndlovu or Utulani. I do not mind. Any player I think will do for tomorrow's game, but definitely also we need to be very careful of how we play. And then looking at the back, the 4 back line, definitely Dylan Solomon's on the right, and then on the left, if he's available, let's bring in Bradley Cross. Oh, we're just not Aiden McCarthy. Well, if Inaso Miguel is going to play, then definitely we can play because Cross, I think Cross has been playing with sort of like an injury. When he loses the ball, he tends to commit, which makes sense, but also it's a big problem, because at the end of the day, he's getting to the suspension list. And what happens when we do not have another player? So let's bring in McCarthy. He's our safest bet. Play him as a left back. We play Inaso Miguel on the left center back, and then we play Okwinika on the right center back, and then Ngale Jobang Shilo, Dylan Solomons, I think would be very good for that position. And then move with the goalkeeping department. Obviously, I've been seeing Takalana Mazamba making it to the list, but definitely is not gonna start. He's never played for the team at this magnitude before, so yeah, I think Umjitarpana Bruce Fuma definitely is going to start, because honestly speaking, without Brendan Peterson and Untwari, Mazamba is the only one who can be able to come in, go bench, and then Sazguti if something happens to Bruce Fuma during the game, because anything can happen, guys. Some of you might say, nothing is going to happen to Bruce Fuma, but I'm with the game, falls dizzy or something. I'm not saying that is going to happen. I'm just trying to make an example, and then obviously we will need another goalkeeper. So I'm hoping if that is the case, then definitely Takalan Mazamba should be the one that we look at, because as I've said before, Ubontle Molefe has been loaned out. He's currently playing for what is this team? I forgot, but yeah, definitely he has been loaned out. So that is it, Buffet. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to let me know your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below, but please also like a video and subscribing to the channel. I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and also it's my birthday, so Happy birthday to me. Peace.